If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
Pointing the finger at a fire mage for this set, Earth Ripple shoulder pads. Black Rock Foundry looking at Heroic, that's the mode. Xmog is the boss. Decent drop rate for those shoulders from WAD. The chest brings us to Wrath of the Lich King, Trial of the Champion, Embrace of Madness, the Black Knight. 13% on the drop rate for that robe. Now we have a Lady Draenor showing the belt. This is one of those belts that you're going to get from basically an elite in Uldum or Veil of the Eternal Blossoms. It's one of those 415 pieces that you could craft for your alts. Of course, that eye level is going to drop very soon. Gilded Thorian Cloak, Karazhan BC, Terrestrian Illhoof is the boss, 17% on the drop rate. Moving on, we have a Human Mage showing the feet, super easy get here. The Netherweave Boots, BC level tailoring. Check your local tailor, check your local auction house on those boots. The hands, Meatmonger's Gory Grips, High Maul Heroic, the Butcher, 16% on the drop rate for the hands. Next up, we have a Lady Nightborn showing the headpiece, which is the Blood Woven Mask, Daenerys Zul Farak. So you're going to spend some time in a sandy place. Various mobs, auction house, super easy get on the mask, if you go the auction house route, that is. And the weapon, Warmongering Combatant Energy Staff, WAD PvP Vendor, 5 marks of honor. I'm thinking Arcane for this one, maybe Frost. Well, obviously because of the artifact, we're going Arcane here. The shoulders, Ruthless Gladiator, Silk Amos. This is from your Cata PvP vendor, who's located in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, depending on your faction. The chest, Moon Priest's Garments. This puts you in the Alliance only category for this set. Darkshore, BFA, various mobs. So get it while you can, folks. The belt, Miasmic Skull Belt, which is Siege of Orgrimmar LFR. Malkorok is the boss. 15% on the drop rate for the belt. Keep in mind, this is definitely an Alliance only set because we're hooking you up with Moon Priest leg wraps. Darkshore, of course, that is the Warfront and the World Quest Zone. Various mobs to get those legs, Alliance only once again. The feet, Light Feather Foot Pads, the BOD, Heroic version. The hands are also, well, actually the hands are from Crucible of Storms, Fathom Dredgers, some guy who speaks. And the back is the Periwinkle Cloak, which is Throne of Thides, but there are a ton of lookalikes for that purple cloak, so check Wowhead for that. Janarsis Tabard, once again, sticking with this Alliance-only theme for this particular set. Gonna have to head over to the Night Elves to get that. And the head, very, very mage-like headpiece, Crown of the Argent Tempest, decent drop rate there. And the weapon is the Arcane Default Artifact. Look. Starting off with the shoulders, which we can pull from the Shadowpan Assault. I do believe you could purchase them. I'm not 100% sure, about 95% sure. Throne of Thunder is the place if you want to farm it. So you're going to have to need rep with the Shadowpan Assault, and you're going to have to do Throne of Thunder to get the rep. Tunic of Smoldering Ire from Neltharian's Lair. So that's a dungeon. You could spam it over and over again until you get that chest. The belt, Fire Strike Cord, Town Long Steps, Shadowpan Assault Quartermaster, 260 gold, or go to Throne of Thunder. You could basically farm it out of there. The legs are from Halls of Valor Heroic. Odin is the boss. Leggings of Swirling Runes. Kind of a fair drop rate for those legs. Moving on, we're going to hook you up with the feet here. Halls of Valor Heroic, part of the same set as the legs. And Heimdall drops that. I'm getting this Thor vibe all of a sudden. I don't know why. Maybe somebody can let me know. The hands, Gloves of Tirisgard, which are from the Hall of the Guardian. Tirisgard Quartermaster, 500 gold for those gloves. Moving on to the back, which is, once again, the Gilded Thorian Cloak. Yes, I know. I love that cloak. What can I say? Karazhan BC. It's the only great cloak in the game. Blizzard, we need more great cloaks. The head is from Azuna, various mobs, or the auction house to get that headpiece, and the weapon is from Hellfire Citadel LFR. Archimon drops the staff. What are my intentions for this set? I'm thinking Frost. Thinking Frost, you could also go with Arcane, Time Lord's Mantle, Dragon Soul LFR. Drops from each of the first 5 bosses. Kind of a fair drop rate to get those shoulders, but it goes really well with this set. Raiment of Divine Clarity, Hellfire Citadel, Shadow Lord Iskar. Looking at about a 12% drop rate for that robe. Now we have a very, very excited Dark Iron Dwarf showing the antiquated Highborn Singe from the Nighthold. Scorpiron is the boss, which I may or may not have said well. Said right. Don't really care. Either way, Netherweave boots making another appearance. What can I say? Very good looking gray set of boots that I often use. BC level tailoring as well as the auction house. Lady Draenor showing up with the hands, part of the same tier set as the shoulders and the headpiece. Dragon Soul LFR also drops from the first 5 bosses to get those hands. Moving on to the back, which is the Dread Aspirant's Cloak, which is BFA PvP sources. The point is here, this is Alliance only, but there are tons and tons of other blue capes that you could go with. And the headpiece, Time Lord's Hood, Dragon Soul LFR, first 5 bosses, so you got a lot of leverage there to get the hood, the shoulders, as well as the gloves. Moving on to the one and last and only piece, the weapon, Death Speaker Spire from BOD. I did a very similar set for a priest, kind of red priest thing, and I think it works for fire as well. So the Fisher Split shoulder wraps, Throne of Thunder Heroic, Jinrock the Breaker drops those. Those are Warlock recolors right there. Vestments of Inflamed Blight, the Burning Throne Heroic. Shattuck is the boss. Decent drop rate on that robe. Robe goes, I think, for all 3 cloth wearers, so if you get it, good for you. Prideful Gladiator's Court of Meditation. If you hoard, you're going to have to go Grievous Mop PvP vendor to get the Priest belt or so from the Priest tier from PvP from Mop. The headpiece is an engineering piece, BFA level engineering. I think there's a lookalike that is WAD level that you can buy in the auction house, not 100% sure. Primal Combatant's Treads of Cruelty, WAD PvP vendor. Went with those because they got kind of like that purple look to them, but you could always find a lookalike if you are Horde. Moving on to the hands, Life Drainer's Sordid Grip, Throne of Thunder Heroic, Duramu the Forgotten, once again. He drops those gloves, 14% on the drop rate. We got a Lady Nightborn showing the Parrot Feather Cloak. This is the mythic version from Freehold Sky Captain Crag, 12% drop rate. The offhand Warmongering Gladiator's Endgame, of course, if you hoard, you gotta go wild. And the final piece is a weapon, obviously, Fang of the Earth, Blackrock Foundry, mythic. This is for mages who want to look like priests, the shoulders of foaming fluids. Of course, from Heart of Fear Heroic, Garalon is the boss. 13% on the drop rate for those shoulders. Moving on to the chest piece, which is the Robes of Sunken Nobility. What a great name. The Eternal Palace Heroic, Lady Ashvane. Speaking of Sunken Nobility, 5% on the drop rate. The belt is going to bring us to Terrace of the Endless Spring Heroic, Cash of Sulong. Belt of Embodied Terror, 28% on the drop rate, part of the same tier set, although this is the recolored pieces from Mop. Anyway, Gilded Thorian Cloak, once again, making an appearance. What can I say? Don't blame me. I want a great cloak. There's only one in the game, so guess what gets constantly used? Scent-soaked sandals. Heart of Fear Heroic, Imperial Vizier, Zorlok. There's a name that's a tongue twister. Say that after you had about 10 beers. Cuffs of the Corrupted Waters, Terrace of the Endless Springs, Heroic, Protectors of the Endless, 16% on the drop rate for those bracers. Moving on to the head, Crown of the Arcane Tempest, Tomb of Sargeras Heroic, Atragon is the boss, kind of a fair drop rate to pick that up. And the final piece is going to bring us 2, a place called Uldir. 4, the staff Fetid Devourer drops the Regurgitated Purifier's Flame Staff. That's about a 10% drop rate. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and if you do leave a like on one video per day, don't leave it on this one, because I'm going to work harder and going to earn it on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make your day epic.